We have the George Floyd case. The former Minneapolis officers indicted in his death are due in court today, their second court appearance. This comes as thousands of people take to the streets of Colorado, demanding answers into the death of Elijah McClain, the 23-year-old who died after a police encounter nearly a year ago. TJ Holmes joins us now with more on all of this. Good morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning to you, Robin. And we have to start by warning our viewers, some of the images you're going to see in this report can be disturbing. They're images of Elijah McClain's encounter with police that ultimately led to his death. Well, this was a year ago almost now, and for all intents and purposes, this case was closed. But now, after George Floyd, we are seeing marches, new efforts, and new calls for justice for Elijah. Protesters by the thousands shut down a highway in Aurora, Colorado. They're calling for justice for Elijah McClain, who died last year after he was stopped by police while walking down the street. Colorado Governor Jared Polis has now appointed a special prosecutor to investigate McClain's death. This newly obtained surveillance footage shows the 23-year-old buying iced tea just before his encounter with police. You can see him wearing a mask, something he often did, his family says, because he was anemic and would get cold. Then, as McClain walked home,
he puts his hands up. I don't know. He looks sketchy. He might be a good person or a bad person.
Someone called 911 to report him as sketchy. McClain is seen walking on the sidewalk when he's approached by the responding officers.
Hey, stop right there. Stop. 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 I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
The footage is disturbing. In the escalating encounter, officers claim that McClain reached for one of their guns. They applied a carotid hold, a move that restricts blood flow to the brain, as McClain cried out those three familiar words.
He's begging for his life. He's saying things like, I'm a pacifist, I'm a vegetarian, I don't have guns.
As McClain is on the ground, handcuffed and restrained, paramedics arrive and inject him with the sedative ketamine. Authorities say McClain suffered cardiac arrest on the way to the hospital, dying days later after being taken off life support. Now among the many issues raised by McClain's death, the use of ketamine.
It's important to understand that if this person was in a state where he was dehydrated, his oxygen level was low, if he had had a chokehold applied, those could create conditions that could be favorable to have an adverse reaction if he was administered ketamine.
The Colorado Sentinel finding Aurora first responders administered ketamine 17 times in 2019. The district attorney called it standard protocol. Use of the drug also facing scrutiny in Minnesota. In 2018, the Star Tribune finding over a 3-year period, Minneapolis police officers asked for suspects to be injected with the powerful tranquilizer dozens of times. In some cases, ketamine caused heart or breathing failure, requiring them to be medically revived. Several people given ketamine had to be intubated. Now, nearly a year after his death, a renewed search for answers and justice for Elijah McClain.
No way, this is a luau party.
There was no call for what they did. There was no reason for them to stop him.
And the officers involved have just recently been put on administrative non-enforcement duties. And George, police say it's not as a punishment, but for the officers' own safety.
Okay, TJ, thanks. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.